What's like the craziest thing you've done to get a girl?
Loki bought a car. Are you
kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
Hey friends, welcome back to the Friendzone. I'm your host, Symonne Harrison, and today I'm actually here with one of my best friends,
JT Casey.
And there's a couple things I want to talk about before we get into this episode. First of all, you've never been on my channel before. So if you're new to the channel, you're new to JT, like kind of just give a rundown.
There's kind of a lot here, but I make content on YouTube primarily. It's kind of a little bit of everything. You've probably seen me at least once on YouTube in the last like 4 years.
You're just really viral.
Yeah, no, but like I've done so many different types of content. You know what I mean?
I would like to add that you're traveling 24/7. Like a lot of your content is out of the country. So honestly, the fact that you're in California for longer than a month and like you're actually here is like a miracle.
It's kind of a big deal. It's kind of
insane. It's kind of
you know, like the coolest part about traveling all the time is like coming back to LA and going to events and people being like, "Oh, I didn't know you were in California right now. I thought you were in Tokyo." And I'm like that rep is the best to have. Like I don't know.
I know, like that's a really high standard that you hold.
It's the best. It's the absolute best.
Also, the topic for today's episode is kind of interesting. I had everyone pick their topics, and I feel like people don't really know you outside of your videos, so I'm excited to dig into your thoughts. We're talking about this topic, which I feel like we've talked about a lot of these things, but I'm excited to hear everyone else's opinions. It's about like falling in love with your best friend. Are you excited?
I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous. Like you said, I don't really like talk about this kind of stuff on camera, so I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
We're gonna start easy.
Okay, good.
Have you fallen in love with your best friend before?
That's
like a very generic. We're starting off easy. Like, how well can you speak about this topic?
I would say I am a big best friends before dating type of guy. So twice, yes. Twice, yes.
Wow.
I just think that's how it should be, in my opinion.
That's only happened to me like once. Like, I would say I'm always like friends with the person, but like best friends.
Yeah.
Like year-long friendships into dating, like that's happened to me once.
Yeah.
Do you have like pros or cons?
I feel like it's one of those things where like, especially if you're dating someone and you're looking at it from a very long-term perspective, like you want to actually know the person before you just start dating them. You know what I mean? I like it when it doesn't move super fast in the beginning, or if like there isn't even like a label on it really like at all in the beginning. So you can actually get to know the person. You can get like, you get to know the layers, you get to know the friends. Cause if you don't know the friends, you're not really going to know the person, in my opinion. Something
crazy is you can be best friends with someone, but the second you start dating them, it is like a whole different person. And that it doesn't have to be a good thing or a bad thing, but like, I feel like you can be friends with someone, but then once you actually are in the other side and in a relationship with them, it does a 180 either for better or for worse.
I agree with that fully. I agree with that fully.
It's never the same person that you're friends with.
Well, it's also hard because I feel like that gets shown months after you guys have started dating. Yeah. Like it's like 5 or 6 months after you've been dating, and then that flip, like the switch just flips. It's super bizarre.
Have you watched How I Met Your Mother?
No.
So I freaking love this show. I spent 3 months of the past year watching this, okay? And I got so invested. I would watch it while doing my makeup, getting ready in the morning. And I just finished it and I was sobbing for 30 minutes in my bed. My parents come and find me. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I just finished How I Met Your Mother." They consoled me in my room. They were like hugging me. They're like, "It's okay. You're going to find another show." Like it was really bad. Anyways, there's a theory I want to talk about that was on the show. So one of the most intriguing things to me is hearing a guy's perspective on things, because I know like girls and how girls work, but like always hearing the guy's version, I feel like it's a whole different world. It's like the golden key that you're unlocking into their brain.
Okay.
So there's this theory where you're best friends with like, from a guy's perspective, right? You're best friends with like a girl. And when you first meet them, you see them as a manatee. Okay. Like think about like manatee. Okay. Manatee. The animal.
Okay, a manatee.
The sea creature.
Okay, for sure.
And this is in the show. This is how I found out about this. So you see him as a manatee.
Okay.
And then over time, they turn into a mermaid. So like the whole thing is that when you first see them, it's like, oh yeah, you're just friends with that person. But like over time, and they said no matter what, there's a mermaid timer. And like in the show, it took this guy like a year and 13 days to see his coworker as a mermaid. So like, do you have a mermaid clock? Has this happened to you? Like, please explain this because I thought that was so fascinating.
A mermaid clock is crazy, first of all. That is wild. I am very much like I don't know. Like if I'm physically attracted to the person first, then I want to get to know them more. It's not really the other way around where I'm like, oh, like this is like this person is really cool to talk to, but I'm not like physically attracted to them. And then it starts to evolve into something else in the future. That has happened before once, but I don't know. I feel like that hasn't really happened to me, but I do agree with like falling in love with someone's personality is a thing.
But you've never like been friends with a girl and then after an extended, like not right away, like after an extended period of time, you're like, you know what? I'm attracted to them.
No, that has definitely happened.
So there is a mermaid clock.
There is a mermaid clock. I couldn't give you an exact time or like whatever.
That has happened.
That has happened before. I would probably say a good, like, it depends on also how much you're hanging out with the person.
True.
But I would say a good like 4 to 8 months.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I feel
That's a good mermaid clock.
that's enough time, especially if you're hanging out like in groups to get to know the person, get to know what they're about. You know what I mean? What's yours? Do you have one?
Okay. I wouldn't say there's like a mermaid clock, but I will say that like my friends have had glow ups over time, and then I become attracted to them.
Interesting.
Is that shallow?
Interesting. No.
Like it's like I don't know. It's like a mix. I feel like I like can clock someone right away. I'm like, oh, you're very attractive, or like, oh, like I'm just friendly with them. Then over time, I'm like, wait, we have a lot of similar things, like our personalities work, they get along with my friends, and then that's what makes that person attractive to me, is not necessarily even like how they look. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The more they like easily integrate with my life, and the easier it is for me to have them in my life, the more attractive they are to me.
So interesting.
Because one of my relationships was like the most opposite you could ever get, and it was like we were trying to force the relationship, which is why now I'm like, if you have to force it, it's just not going to work.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Can we talk about our first kisses?
This is crazy. We are just getting right into it, aren't we? We're just getting right into it. Okay. I would love to.
I was trying to pretend like I haven't heard this story, but I just like I had to bring it up.
This story is disturbing. Am I going first? Okay.
Yeah, you're the guest.
Okay. Yeah. So, picture this. We're talking winter formal. We're talking freshman year of high school. I feel like there was probably like, honestly, I don't know. I don't think there was anything before this.
Okay, wait, freshman year of high school. So how old are you?
14 or 15. I think 15.
Okay.
Probably 14. Winter formal. This is my first time ever going to like a for real public school. I was either homeschooled or I went to like a half homeschool situation where I would like go into school like 2 days a week, and I was homeschooled the other 3, or like this is my first time going to a public high school.
You really just like jump into the scene.
Exactly. And so I was like, I was super nervous, and like I think it was homecoming. I'm pretty sure it was homecoming. And it's like a couple weeks before, and I'm like, there's just no shot I'm gonna ask anyone. Like there's no one who's really like catching my eye, and I'm like not like, especially like 14, 15-year-old me, like I didn't really like have the balls to like ask someone, and there wasn't anyone
You're also even new to the school.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I get it.
The school that I was going to was like it was a 6th through a like 12th grade type of thing.
Cool, yeah.
So like there was a lot of people who already kind of knew each other. Like I was like kind of the new kid on the block. So there was this girl who was in I think it was my math class. Okay. And I like didn't really know her, but like I kind of knew her. And she hosts this like going back to school pool party. And I'm like, okay, like cool. Like she's invited me to a party like freshman year, like let's go, baby. Like, and so I show up. And while we're there, I don't even remember how, but she asks me to go to homecoming with her. And I'm like, okay,
Wait,
cool.
she asked you?
Yes. Which was already a little bit weird, but I was like, you know what? We're just gonna roll with it.
Wait, were you gonna ask her in general?
No,
or
because
you just didn't have anyone in mind, and then she asked, and you're like, sure.
I had no one in mind. I got taken aback, and I'm like, I want to say that I'm going with someone, so I said yes.
Like, that's a cute memory.
And also like I didn't like. Up until this point, I didn't have a girlfriend. Like nothing has really happened before that. I haven't had my first kiss, right?
Yeah,
so
you're
I'm
excited.
I'm like, this is exciting. This is new. Whatever. I do the whole thing. We get matching shoes. Like,
wait, that's so cute.
I can't believe I'm telling this story. This is wild. And we show up to homecoming. Again, I'm like going with her group of friends, and I kind of have my group of friends.
Okay.
So I wasn't expecting them to ever like play a slow song because it's high school homecoming.
Wait,
Why would you?
expect?
No,
It's like a dance.
I mean, like, yeah, but like, let's be for real. Let's be so for like, I don't know. Like, that's like, we're all kids, right? A slow song comes on. I see
Do you
her.
remember which
She
one it
sees
is?
me. Huh?
You don't remember which one?
I don't. I don't. It was something Ed Sheeran. That's all I'm gonna
Oh,
say.
perfect.
And,
For sure, it's
Perfect. And we start like slow dancing. I think she was like, so are you gonna kiss me? And I was
Wait,
like,
was she freshman too?
yes.
Okay.
And I was like, excuse me? And she's like, kiss me. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna kiss her.
Okay, what's going through your mind like right now?
This is one of those moments where I'm like,
Okay, you could be for real. Like, have you practiced with your pillow? Like, did you know what you were getting yourself into?
no, I had no idea what I was getting myself
Okay,
into.
cool.
Zero. So I did. It was like the smallest little peck ever. It was nothing. She then proceeds after I like the smallest little peck drops to the floor, like in front of everyone, drops to the floor.
Would it like drop?
I'm not going to reenact it, but it was one of those, like, she like put her hand up, like dropped to the floor, got back up.
Oh,
She
like a
looks
little like booty pop.
Yes. And I'm like, what is going on? And runs away. And I'm like, did I do something wrong? Was it me? And I'm like kind of looking around. The song is still playing. Everyone else is with their significant other.
Ed Sheeran, perfect. She drops it to the floor and runs.
I was shocked. Maybe I did so good that she ran away. You know what I mean? Maybe I did so good that she ran away. And so I was like super hyped. I like go to find my friends. I don't see her for the rest of the night. We go back to school. I think it was like on a Saturday. We go back to school on Monday. She has told everyone that we are dating. And everyone thinks that we are like boyfriend and girlfriend. And I'm like, what is going on
Damn,
right
this
now?
is moving like really fast.
And then 3 weeks later, we broke up. And that was the end of the story. It was a crazy time.
That is like one of the most interesting first kiss stories I've ever heard.
It was scary. How about you? What was your first kiss story?
Mine's like kind of crazy, but it's not like to that extent. I was homeschooled from 3rd grade on. So never really got that like high school dance experience. I went to one dance ever in my entire life, but it was like outside of a school. It's a long story. But first kiss,
How old?
15.
Okay.
I was, 15. It was actually with my first boyfriend ever. And like back then, I guess like it was a thing where I didn't know that like people kissed before they were dating. So like I rejected so many people who tried to kiss me because I'm like, if you're not dating, you're not kissing me. Like that's just the thing.
That's hilarious.
It was on camera for a YouTube video. My boyfriend at the time, and I had no idea this was happening. I had no idea what was going on. I'm just being filmed in an alleyway, in between buildings in an alleyway. And he turns to me, he goes, "Can I kiss you?" And I was like, my mom is there, the videographer, everyone.
Your mom did not watch it happen.
Yes. It's on camera. It's in a YouTube video. I gave the tiniest little kiss and I literally dashed. I did the same thing. And they're like, "Symonne, we need to redo this because like that was really bad." I was like, "What do you mean? I just had my first kiss. Like I didn't even know this was happening."
Wait, so you had to redo it?
Yes. And my mom was still there.
That is wild.
Yeah, that was like definitely a low. That was a low for me, for sure.
That is crazy. Wow.
I have a question. Again, like this is my opportunity to just like ask guys questions that I've always wanted to know.
Talk to me.
When you start catching feelings for someone, what goes through your mind? Especially if it's like a best friend.
Okay, for me, I feel like it's hard. Like I don't have that like wake up moment where I'm like, oh, like I think that I have feelings for the person, like for this person. I feel like it happens over the span of like a week. Like
Okay.
my like most recent one was like, oh, like I'm on Instagram right now and like we're just texting back and forth on Instagram and I'm just sitting on my DMs waiting for a reply. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Okay.
do I feel some type of way about this person right now? Like I don't know. I can't really tell. And then I feel like that leads into like, you know, for me next it's like the songs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm a big, like I listen to summer music year round. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to catch me listening to any other style of music other than like summer music. And a lot of that is about like falling in love or like finding a summer crush or not a summer crush, but like, maybe I'm thinking about her, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, that's a little something. And then I feel like within the week I like, no, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But I feel like there's not like that one moment where I'm like, ooh, I think I really like her.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's like the opposite, I think, for me.
okay. You just like know immediately. Like they're just
No, you don't like know immediately. Well, for me, I have this thing called denial syndrome where I will convince myself I don't like someone. I was dating someone and I was best friends with someone else at the time. We both ended up being single at the same time and it took me like a month. But that person was like really like they already like kissed me, whatever, like after we both were single. And it took me a month after that to be like, this makes sense.
yeah.
Because I was like, no, no, there's no way. I've been best friends with them for 2 years. Like, there's absolutely no way. Whatever. I think it was like a thing that I've been friends with them for so long. And once I see someone, this is a great question. Once I see someone that I'm friends with in a relationship, in my head, they're like never a thing.
The relationships where you like kind of have feelings for one of your friends, but then you guys are both just dating people at the wrong times, or neither one of you are single. But like you both kind of know that there's something there, but it's never addressed.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you guys both become single, and then it's always like so is this happening? Is this gonna happen? Like, I don't know. That happened to me recently. That happened to me like mid last year, and it didn't work out for me.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Yeah.
And I've been friends with her for like 7-8 years. And this was totally one of those moments where I was like, we both always, like there was always something there, but it was never addressed. And then it was addressed. And I'm like, she's one of my best friends. Like I can't.
That's also one of those things though. That's like, once you've been friends with someone for so long, I'm like, it takes me forever to like flip that switch.
Right. Exactly. And especially if like they've seen you in so many different like seasons of your life and different versions of yourself. It's like, I'm probably going to know this person for a very long time in the future. It's like if we date and then we break up, it's going to ruin everything, So it's a hard,
What's like the craziest thing you've done to get a girl or like impress someone?
Low-key bought a car. Are you kidding me? I'm not kidding. You
bought them a car.
No, I bought myself a car to impress the girl. I bought myself a car to impress the girl. This was an insane era of my life. I feel like that was a big reason why I bought the car. Does that make sense?
Did you already want to get a car or no?
Not really.
I mean, that's dedicated.
This is like
No.
I need a man that buys a car.
No. I had a car.
Wait.
My car was fine. Bertha.
Yeah.
I bought a new car to impress the girl. Yeah. And I mean, we dated, we broke up, but we dated for a long time. So, yeah. And it was like, I didn't have like the crazy part is when I got it, like I really didn't have the money for it. It ended up being fine in the long run, but like, yeah.
So walk me through this. You like this girl, you're trying to impress her. You're like, you know what? I'm going to buy a car. So that's going to impress her, right? You buy the car, you get the girl. Was it like afterwards were you thinking to yourself like, JT, this is so stupid? Or like, we're like, I bought a car, got the girl. Like I'm on cloud nine. Like what?
I think it was a mixture of both. That's what I'm going to say. I mean, here's the thing. I still have the car and I love my car. You know what I mean? It's been great. Tessie, she's amazing.
This is insane.
This was and somehow like this is the craziest decision that I've ever had. And somehow I convinced my parents to let me do it. I was 17 and bought a Tesla outright. And that was all of my money at the time. I spent every dollar in my bank account to get that car.
Why am I kind of obsessed with this though?
Because
it'd probably work. It'd probably work. Like if someone did that.
And well, that's also when like like having a Tesla was like so cool. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like 2019, 2020. So, and I mean, again, it like worked or whatever, but
That is so funny.
yeah,
I will say that is a little bit insane, but it's the right kind of insane.
it was a like, and it's weird because in the moment, I totally didn't think that was a factor. I was like, oh yeah, like that's not the reason I'm getting this car. Like this makes so much sense for content. I didn't use it in any of my videos.
I love this.
I mean, it was,
That is like the right type of crazy.
yeah. How about you? What's the craziest thing you've done for a guy?
To like impress or like just done in general.
I'm gonna say done in general, but impress is in that category.
The craziest thing I've done in general for a guy was move to Germany with them for 3 months.
That is wild.
It was really bad.
3 months?
Yes.
I mean, how do you just do that? I'm not.
I went there originally for 5 days. Turned into 3 months. It's a long story. Would I do that again? No, but I had the best time. I don't regret it. It was my first time ever in Europe, so.
Did you learn German or any
A
other
little
language?
bit.
Okay, a little bit.
Stillish Wasser.
I'm
Still
impressed.
water.
Okay,
I know a couple words.
I'm impressed. I'm
But
impressed.
to impress a guy, I don't think I like go out of my way to be like, I'm gonna do this to like impress this guy. I just want to be myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like every time I try to act different for a guy, it always backfires. Because I'm not me. I'm like this Symonne trying to get a guy me. I can't flirt to save my life.
Well, I feel like that's the right thought process. I feel like the second that you start trying to be someone else to impress another person is where you just like, because that's where you lose it. Because like if you actually start dating them and then months down the line, like you're playing like a character the whole time.
Yeah.
You don't want that. You know?
No. That's where I just like genuinely can't flirt to save my life. So the second I try, it's just downhill.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Oh God. Okay.
Do you think that you have a flirty personality? Does that make sense? Like
Ryan
do
said,
you?
yeah. I don't. It's one of those things where like I'll see girls in public and I'm like, oh my God, like girl, like that is like not it. But I feel like I can like a little bit come off as having a flirty personality, but I don't like go out of my way to flirt with everyone. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I'm just a
totally.
really affectionate person. So
Yeah.
I'm always writing people like really nice paragraphs or like I love hugs or just like being like around people in general. So sometimes I'll be like, hey, can we just like sit in your apartment and do nothing just so like I'm around someone? I've realized the hard way that people do take that in the wrong way and then I have to dig myself out of a hole.
Yeah.
What about you?
I feel like I'm the exact same way. Like exactly what you just said. I feel like no, but I think certain things that I do come off a certain type of way. But I've realized that stemmed from like, I think just having a younger sister. Like I'm
That's so
very
sweet,
like,
though.
just like not protective, but just like aware of everyone else. And I just want to make sure everyone's like, okay. So I think that like sometimes I'll do things specifically to like either like ease tension or like,
Just like things you would do for your sister.
that right, exactly, and it's more out of a just like I just want to make sure that person's okay, you know what I mean? And then that's taken like the complete wrong way, and I'm like, no, that's like not what I meant. Like I just wanted to make sure, you know.
What do
we
you
were good.
do if you're in public and you're with like a best friend and someone comes up and they're like, are you two together? Again, in denial syndrome, even if I like the person that is getting asked with me, I'll be like, no, because I'm like, well, what if they don't think about me that way? So I'm gonna say no to make sure that they're not uncomfortable. But from a guy's perspective, if you're with like someone and they're like, are you two together? Like, how would you mentally handle that?
I'm not gonna lie, like even when you just said that, I like froze up. Like I have no idea. I actually have no idea. I think every time that that's happened, I have just waited for her to say something. Or
Okay,
like,
so
you know what I
wait
mean?
for the girl to respond.
Yes, because I like that is stressful. That's especially like depending on how old the person is. Imagine if the person is like, I don't know, like it's like a 50-year-old man. Like I guess I would respond in that situation, but like that's weird. Why are you asking me that question? Like why? Like especially if like we're just like getting pizza and we're sitting outside and it's so like not like why would you even? It depends on who asks it.
Yeah.
That's
so
what I'm
you
gonna
wait
say.
for the girl to respond.
In most situations, yes.
I wait for the guy to respond. But if it takes like longer than 3 seconds in my head, I'll go 1, 2, 3. And if we're both just looking at each other confused, I'm like, no. And I like make it such a thing that we're not, because I don't want to make the guy feel uncomfortable, even if we are platonic friends. I'm just like, absolutely not. Okay, do you like girls to make the first move, or do you want to make the first move?
I would say I like to make the first move most of the time.
What happens if a girl like slides into your DMs or something?
I think I
Or
can.
like, how would you want to be hit on?
I think like I can speak for all guys here and say that like a guy really likes confidence. Like when a girl has like a lot of confidence, I find that super attractive. If someone slid into my DMs and was like, "Yo," like it wouldn't be a deep voice, but like, "Yo," like I think you're really attractive. I think you're hot. Whatever. Like I think that's a little aggressive.
Yeah, I can't do the DM slide in. Like,
That's
personally.
very aggressive. But I do like confidence. I think like confidence, but make it subtle. Like I also wouldn't want like a girl to come up to me in public and be like, "Hey, can I get your number?" Like that's also like
Okay, so what's the ideal way that you'd want to be hit on?
I don't know. I guess
You're like not in general, not at all.
No, I mean I don't know if I even really have an answer, because like I've never thought about this, but I think through a friend.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like I think like especially if like we're in a friend group and one of the friends is like, "Yo, this person feels some type of way about you." That gives me time to react. That gives me a little time to like, oh, like let's like game plan. Like, do I think this is possible?
Have you ever been on like a date that with someone that like you didn't know very well, and you're like, "This literally sucks so bad"?
Like I said, most of the people who I like, anything happens, I know them beforehand.
Right.
You know what I mean? But no. But I know you have.
This is a conversation for a different day. No, it's not like someone I didn't know. Well, I guess I like didn't know them very well.
This story's crazy.
But there's been 3 times where I've been on a date with someone I didn't know very well, and they were interesting to say the least.
What was your like craziest one?
Which one do you think is the craziest? This is really bad, but one time this guy took me to San Diego that was into me, but they weren't making any like physical like moves on me or like any signs. Like I was hanging out as friends.
Is this the security guard?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a story for a different.
That was the story I was hoping she was going to tell.
I did go on a date with my security guard once. Crazy Lord. But yeah, I just thought we were like hanging as friends because again, there was like no moves. We hung out like 4 times before this happened too. But then it was the day after my birthday. They called and they're like, "Hey, I haven't felt like this in a while. Since like my last girlfriend, like 3 years ago. I just wanted to get like your take on it. Actually at Brendan's house. And I was like, "Hey, I didn't know this was like that, but you're really dope." He's like, "Well, I can't be friends with you if you're not dating." And I was like, "Okay, I'm not going to put myself in this position if I don't see this working." Because also our friend groups are just very different and it would never work like long term. But again, they're super nice. And now he has a girlfriend.
He said, if we are not dating, we can't be friends.
Yes.
That's insane.
So like, again, never held my hand, never kissed me, nothing. We hung out like 5 times.
That is so bizarre.
Yeah. Do you think guys and girls can genuinely just be friends?
Yes.
Give an example.
I think it's hard, but I think that it's possible. I think it definitely requires a lot of communication. Last year, I think I would have immediately said yes, 100%, like absolutely. But it's not even a shot. I'm just being so for real right now.
I definitely have a couple of those friendships where I'm like, we are just friends.
Yeah.
And we both know that.
Right.
But I feel like it takes a certain person to do it where it's like just the mutual understanding. Like we are strictly friends and that's all we'll ever be.
Yeah.
It's just like the clear understanding. Like you're just friends with someone and you're like, "Yo, that's my homie." And like it's unspoken. Like you don't even have to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have to...
Yo, that's my homie. Did anyone else catch
Yo,
that?
that's my
Come on.
homie.
Come on.
That's my homie. I ain't never
Yo, that's my
dated him.
homie.
But I feel like if you have to address it at some point, you're not just friends.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Ooh, interesting.
Like if
You
you
think-
have to address it, like, "Yo, we're just friends," that means you're not just friends.
That's true, but I've also had instances in the past where one party has come to the other party and been like, "Hey, I like you," and then the other party was like, "I don't like you back." This happened multiple times actually. And then you're like good afterwards. Like that happened to me in high school, and we're still friends. You know what I mean? We don't talk that much, but like it didn't ruin the friendship at all. Like it was so chill. And it was just like an actual conversation. And I was like, yeah, like absolutely not. But I think we should keep being friends. Respectfully.
You pulled me.
And like everything was good after that. And it went back to like exactly how it was before. So I think it's possible.
That's also like good on the girl side too.
100%. I think it's possible. I think it's very hard though.
Hold on. Someone's... Happy birthday.
Wait, what? Guys.
Happy
Oh.
to you.
How?
Happy birthday.
That's
Katie.
great. Oh my
Happy
gosh.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you
Happy
so
birthday.
much. Yay! Woo!
You have to make a wish. You don't have to say it, but you can make a wish. Yay! Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you. Wait, this is so cute.
Yeah, it's JT's birthday tomorrow when we're filming this, so I just wanted to surprise you with a little cake and say thank you for coming.
Wait, of course. This is so cute.
Is my
thank
handwriting
you.
okay?
It's so good. It's perfect. The 3 candles. I'm turning 3.
At the end of every episode, do you know what we have to take?
What do we have to take?
We have to take your yearbook photo.
Let's do it.
Do you want to hold your cake?
Oh yeah. Oh, that would be so cute.
Thank
Yes.
you for coming on.
Yes.
Also,
Thank you for having me.
while we're
on.
filming this, this is actually the first ever episode.
It's a big
I'm
deal.
filming.
How did you feel after filming the first episode?
Do you see how sweaty my hands are?
I think you did a good job.
Thank you.
Comment down below. Do we think that she did good?
Thank you.
I think you're natural.
Time to take your photo.
Hello.